if you consider the map of the Black Sea, it's kind of the top right-hand corner. Sochi, its main city, we heard of the Sochi Olympics. The main stadium was built on the site of a mass grave where the Russians buried many of the former Muslim inhabitants. Julian Shenfield says that it was the biggest single genocide of the 19th century. The catastrophe of the loss of Circassia, which was a big trauma across the Muslim world, where 1.5 million were simply massacred, men, women and children, and the survivors were dispelled. So, yes, here's a nice quote. In 1829, Russia gets Circassia from Turkey. And then you have the Circassian Genocide, 1864 to 1867. 90% of the Circassian people die. So a Russian prince who is in charge of this says to a group of visiting Americans, "These Circassians are just like your American Indians, as untamable and uncivilized, and owing to their natural energy of character, extermination only will keep them quiet." In 1861, towards the end, Tsar Alexander II says, "Now with God's help, the matter of complete conquest of the Caucasus is near to conclusion. A few years of persistent efforts are remaining to utterly force out the hostile mountaineers from the fertile countries they occupy and settle on the lands a Russian Christian population forever." This was part of the story of Russian expansion. And Russian national identity, and this again is a headache for Muslims living in Russia. Muslims, maybe 20% of the Russian federal population, significant, is that the Russian national story is constituted by the expansion of the country against, to some extent, Prussians and Poles, Lithuanians to the west, but mainly Muslims to the south and east.